You know, the other day I'm watching TV and it was a news break. They allowed Joe Biden to speak at a HBCU. Not even 30 seconds into the speech, I just about fell out of bed from sheer shock and the audacity that this man has saying what he was saying to a class of graduating HBCU students. This is the this is how you're able to do this because you can take advantage of people who've been oppressed for so many years. You can walk right into a class of graduating students, college graduating students, and say this crap, and it goes right over all their head. And these fools are in here applauding them, cheering them. Not one boo from all of I'm just this speaks to the level of ignorance that permeating through black society. When you can have a white president of the United States come in there and ask you for help. He was talking about something, and I just said, this Joe Biden, he totally disrespected the blacks. And they sat there and applauded him. After 300 years of slavery, 150 years of Jim Crow and mass incarceration, he got the audacity to ask a graduating class in the HBCU, it was in South Carolina, to help change the trajectory of America. I could not believe this. Are you freaking serious? You standing in the HBCU asking for help. Blacks couldn't even get an education in America until 1865 legally. 89 years after this country was founded in 1776. It was against the law to educate slaves. And you had almost 90-year head start. How do blacks, graduating blacks, not see this level of disrespect? You sitting there with your eyes wide open, but you don't see. Your ears are open, but you don't hear. But because you don't want to hear and you don't want to see. That's why. While you sitting there with your eyes open and your ears open, your mouths are also open in awe that you got a president of the United States sitting there speaking to you, asking you for help. Don't you feel special? Man, ask yourself initially, what did this country do with the help from blacks that they got? You know, before you come asking for more help, tell me exactly what you did with the help that black people have given you initially. That's going to determine whether or not you deserve more help. I would have, I would have jumped up and applauded had I had heard just one of those graduating class members ask Joe Biden that. What have you done for blacks who have been last in every category statistically in this country? What have you done with the help that you gave us that will warn us to help you more? After looking at the statistics in this country and how we are continually changing, going down, what have you done? Then, after he asked for the help, he sit there and lie. He said HBCUs was built to lift up all students. But first of all, that's a lie. You standing in the HBCU because blacks wasn't allowed to go to the other colleges. So they was forced to build their own. So unless the all students you were talking about was all black students, then you're a bald-faced liar, Joe. Joe Biden, you're a bald-faced liar and your breath stank. I mean, this is just, and like I say, not a murmur, not a gasp, not a awe from anybody in attendance. HBCUs were built for black people, and the thing is, and this is what I didn't even realize, you had HBCUs in 1837. Blacks wasn't freed in this country into 1865. That's like That's years before they were even legally allowed to be educated. You had some brave black people opening up at HBCU in 1837. I believe it was in Pennsylvania. Then he lied, talking about HBCUs were built to lift up every American. Negro blacks wasn't even Americans when the HBCUs was founded. So what are you talking about? These are the lies that this man and others like him are able to say because nobody's going to challenge him. You don't hear Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, nobody. You know why? Because they feel that when America needs black people, that makes us should make us feel American. That should make us feel special. That makes me feel sick. You know, it's and like I say, we don't see this because we don't want to see it. The obvious, the blatant disrespect, the slap in the face. We just don't want to see it. But I'm going to make you see it. I'm going to make you see it. I'm going to make you hear it. I'm going to make you respond to it. When you see black people are last in every vital category in this country and number one in incarceration, what on earth is our motivation to even want to hear another request from these people? Joe Biden sits up there and tells the graduating class how HBCUs present 40% of the black engineers, 50% of the black lawyers, 70% of the black doctors, and 80% of the black judges, all from HBCUs. I took a big offense to this because when you have this many critical areas being filled from HBCUs, that means the remaining is being trained and educated outside of HBCUs. So we got 100% of the talent going to serve the country that took our ability away from us. If we got 40% engineers helping to build a country that stole our country from us, why don't we take our 40% engineers from HBCUs and build our own communities? Why don't we take the 50% of black lawyers, instead of serving the laws that's punishing our people disproportionately, why don't we use these lawyers to craft our own laws? Why don't we use the 70% of doctors that's coming out of HBCUs, doctors and dentists, to form our own hospitals and dentist centers, as opposed to serving white hospitals where we can't even afford to go to? 80% of the black judges that's in this country come from HBCUs. But we got no fairness in the courts. Why don't we have these judges serve our own courts? This is what's the questions that a true educated black society would be asking Joe Biden. To build an alternative, to establish, to show me this is what you should have been doing with the help that you got from America, well, got from blacks in the first place, building their own, restoring their independence, restoring their self-determination, and stop having Negroes today have to ask or be allowed to experience all the vast benefits that this country has. Because soon as somebody, a business owner or whoever, say, no, you can't do this, all our rights and privileges are stopped. Had we took our educated talent and built our own, we wouldn't be in this position. This country took from our nation to build this nation, and they just wasted it. They wasted it. So, like I said, we should take our engineers and build our own communities, build our own infrastructure, our own hospitals, our own everything. That's what we need to do. You know, we don't need Joe Biden coming in here telling us after you done wasted help after help. You had, like I said, you had a 90-year head start. Blacks were slaves into 1865, 90 years after this country was founded. That's 90 years of help. And now you got the audacity and nerve to come back and ask for more help. Well, let me tell the graduating class something. The needs of your people supersedes the needs of all others. Before you help anybody, help yourself. America has wasted their chance. Let's now give our people a real chance.